Take it away.
Yes, sir. Let's talk Ben Roethlisberger. Our guy Jay Glazer was asked if the Steelers would be contenders if Big Ben returned to 85% fitness this year. And Glazer decided to take a little shot at the QB, saying, quote, "First of all, let's not put the words fitness and Ben Roethlisberger together. They are allergic to each other. There is no fitness in Ben Roethlisberger. His idea of a great offseason workout program is doing one yoga session, playing golf, and drinking some beer." So I want to ask you guys, you think the Steelers should be concerned about this?
No. I think Jay Glazer, is a bit tongue-in-cheek here. I think likely has a relationship with Ben Roethlisberger and is talking about the Ben Roethlisberger before last year. I think Ben has, belatedly, like yours truly, addressed his weight issues. I wouldn't be too concerned. I think Jay's trying to be funny here.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Nothing to be concerned about, not just for that reason, because him and Jay have a good relationship, and Jay knows, and anybody who knows Big Ben knows that Big Ben is not for the workout. But at the same time, you got to hold Ben accountable by his own words. He admitted that he used to not work out, and he admits now, I'm working out 5 days a week doing my rehab. And I think a lot of people have to understand two things. One, what is the job requirement? And two, what is rehab? So the job requirement for a quarterback, and I used to hear it all the time from quarterbacks, golfers, baseball players. They used to say, man, I ain't messing up my arm, my swing, my game in no damn weight room, because he's in a protected space. You never could touch the quarterback in practice. He gets hit 7 times on a Sunday afternoon, and that's life. And then if you know what rehab is, it's not the same as working out. They use 2 different parts of your brain in terms of what you have to activate and what's the dedication to it. When it's coming to working out, like trying to be a bigger, faster, stronger athlete, that is fantasy land in your brain. One day this is going to work. One day this is going to hit the field and I'm going to be better and it's going to materialize and everybody's going to suffer because of my greatness. But you're doing that and putting the work in, putting those logs in the fire every single day. That ain't rehab. Rehab is I got a 5-pound weight and it feels like 500 pounds because I'm weak. And all I'm trying to do is get back to my old self. And once I get to that place, then we'll have a conversation. Am I going to work out to get even better? So I trust Ben Roethlisberger, a guy who's already admitted he hasn't worked before, but he's working now.
All right, Darnell, I'm going to give you the final thought on this. Be quick, because it actually looks like you may have lost 2 or 3 pounds during this quarantine.
Yeah.
Should the Steelers fans be worried about Big Ben?
I actually lost about 10 pounds, Whitlock. But, I don't think the Steelers should be concerned at all. Big Ben is a veteran guy. He's a Super Bowl champion. He knows what it takes for him to be successful. I mean, he's never been too much of a mobile quarterback. Yeah, he can move around in the pocket and avoid, taking sacks. But he's not a guy who's going to go out there and beat Lamar Jackson. So his physical fitness has never been a large part of his game. He's always been a bigger, kind of chubbier quarterback and has been successful. As long as that shoulder's healthy, he's good to go.
That's real.
All right, we got to keep it rolling. John Beeson, former NFL linebacker, former teammate of Cam Newton. John Beeson from his crib.
In light of what his intentions might be.
I think there's a very good opportunity. And again, this is why I disagree with me throwing the Michael Jordan thing into it. LeBron may have been well-intentioned, but we keep having a conversation, and we've had this conversation in America for the last 4 years ad nauseum, that people with powerful, influential platforms, it's important how they engage over social media, what their rhetoric is like. There's a big conversation almost daily about what comes out of the Oval Office and from our highest presidency and how they engage and the rhetoric they use, and is it actually helpful? Does it actually move the ball forward? Again, I regret bringing the Michael Jordan thing into it, but in trying to say to LeBron and other athletes and other people with a platform, again, this case appears to be so clear-cut, what a tragedy, and that justice needs to prevail for Ahmaud Arbery and his family, that there's just no reason to go to this hyperbolic, divisive, polarizing rhetoric that I'm just sorry, having lived in the hood at various times in my life, having been a black man for 53 years in America, I just don't know if this feeling of I'm being hunted every time I step out, I don't think it applies to LeBron. I don't think it applies to me. I don't think it applies to the overwhelming majority of African Americans. And it's certainly, as it relates to the uniqueness and the likelihood of being hunted down in the fashion that Ahmaud Arbery was, that's just not very prevalent. We actually know what is prevalent. And so I just felt like being polarized. And again, LeBron's not a statesman. He's not a broadcaster. He's not a public figure. He's not a writer. I'm some of those things. And again, I'm acknowledging I put out a tweet that distracted from my point of view. And I get in this time, it's easy to be frustrated. We've all been locked up in our homes for 2 months. And social media baits us into being emotional and veer into rhetoric that is very polarizing. And I'm just saying, as it relates here, if the sincere desire is for Ahmaud Arbery and his family to get justice, let's be strategic about this. Let's not give in to emotion. Let's be careful with our rhetoric because we're living in the most chaotic, divisive time that I think many of us can ever remember. And loaded languages and these words from big influencers can be very dangerous.
Yeah, what the purest intention of language is just to convey meaning. So I don't want any of us to get up here and become literalists now and all of a sudden dissect every single syllable of a tweet and really not understand what is at play, which is to separate the signal from the noise, the message from the messenger. Yeah, LeBron at times, and then even in this tweet, went to an extreme place. He exaggerated. But that's the very definition of what hyperbole is. It's not to